Hello, Fremont family. Today we're looking at Matthew chapter 19 and the question of what we have to do to be reconciled or be accepted by God, to enter into his presence, is one of the oldest questions of the human condition. What do I have to do to please this God? Today we have some good news that perhaps it's not just about what we have to do, but what kind of person we need to be. This chapter begins with a group of the Pharisees, and New Testament scholar Dale Bruner, in his commentary throughout, calls them the serious ones. The serious about obeying God, serious about getting it right. And they come to Jesus asking a question about divorce, whether they will still be accepted by God in the midst of it, whether divorce is permissible, what do we need to do? And later in the chapter, we're introduced to somebody else, just an individual known as a rich young ruler. And this man wants to know what he has to do to enter into the kingdom, the reign of God. And there Jesus tells him that there's one thing for him that's holding him back, and it's his possessions, his wealth. So on the one hand, we have this group of people, the serious ones, the ones that want to obey the law. And then we have one with great resources and wealth, and perhaps that's the thing that's holding him back. In the middle of this, we're introduced to another group of people. It's a group of little children. And the text says that the little children are brought to Jesus so that he might pray for them and bless them, lay his hands upon them as a sign of blessing. They don't have the concerns about obeying the law, nor do they have the resources of the wealth of the man. They're simply children. They're simply children. The disciples try to shoo away those that are bringing the children, but Jesus says, "Let the little children come to me, for the kingdom of heaven belongs to such as these." And Dale Bruner, talking about this passage, says this. He says, "The kingdom of heaven is made up of exactly such little people." According to Jesus, and how does he know? He's the king of the kingdom. According to Jesus, the dependent, the unable, the helpless, the passive and weak are the real citizens of the heavenly kingdom. These, Bruner says, are different people from those whom we usually allow to enter our kingdoms or our clubs. Those whom instinct disqualifies, Jesus qualifies. That's Dale Bruner in his commentary on the Gospel of Matthew. I love what he says here about the children. Not a whole lot of speculation as to why, but clearly we see in the text that these children are being carried and brought to Jesus. They're helpless before him, perhaps. We don't know the age of any of them, but in contrast to the ones that are trying to get it right, the serious ones about the law, in contrast to the rich young ruler who has resources to do whatever he wants, come these children. And I believe that this is a message for all of us that feel helpless, that feel unable at times to get it right or do it right. The kingdom of heaven belongs to you and to me as we come humbly before Jesus, asking him to bless us. It's in that posture that we find ourselves in his kingdom. May you experience his blessing today. In Jesus' name.